Everyone's talking about the AI boom, but you say the real bottleneck isn't chips or data, it's power. Why is electricity now the limiting factor?
Yeah. Well, the world is really changing. I mean, if you look back a couple of years ago, data centers were being built in the 10 to 20 megawatt size, and this was really mainly for cloud. That started coming from London, what they now call the flap markets or flap D markets sometimes, which includes Frankfurt, London, Amsterdam, and Paris. Today, with AI completely changing the density they need, right? AI chips need to be very close to each other, so the power going to the individual rack has massively increased. That ridiculous power obviously has to be cooled and needs a lot of electricity, and so that's really the big difference there. It also means that today's AI companies are not looking for the, let's say, perfect location in terms of fiber first. They're looking for power first, and that makes the land development for data centers much more attractive and changes the game a bit.
From what you're seeing globally, Philip, are governments and tech companies underestimating just how big the power challenge for AI actually is?
Well, the thing for governments really is it's a pretty big shift, right? I think if you're today, and this is one of the big drivers that actually got me started in the industry. I was traveling in Southeast Asia in Cambodia with my daughter, and spent a very short stint in also Myanmar, where kind of you today have, let's say, very, very challenged states. If we as a global society don't find ways to allow them to participate in AI, they're completely going to fall behind, right? Today, it's already difficult for them to keep up, but basically every country will have to develop AI. So are countries underestimating? Yes, I think you do have still even in kind of very developed countries like in Europe, you have very slow processes. I try to develop a data center site in countries like Germany, but sometimes Sweden as well. It can take 6, 7 years to have a property ready, and then you get a lot of pushback also, kind of on from a populist side from government saying, we're wasting energy with data centers. Well, actually, and this is true for cloud as well as for AI. We have to participate. If we don't, we're going to fall behind. And I think you will see massive shifts in economies where power will move to countries that are faster at developing power and are changing the paradigm. Europe just announced that they have underestimated the power need. And this is still not on a country by country side. You have countries that have embraced, for example, nuclear. But as a region, we still have many countries that have not. And I think we will actually need that extra power in order to keep up. I mean, look at the scale of development in the US, probably second when China, and then compare that to Europe. So we have a massive unmet demand.